Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another live stream. I am here with our good friend Rohin Dua, and we are excited to be here with you again today. I don't know why I'm talking like a game show host right now, but nobody's on yet, so it doesn't matter. We will be doing some site audits and taking some questions. It's going to be a good time. Rohin, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, everyone. How's things?
Doing good, doing good.
All right. So we haven't got anyone up here, maybe.
Yeah, it's starting to roll in a little bit. We will... Crap.
All right.
We'll give everybody another minute or two to jump on, and then we will get into it.
Yep, sure.
Appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us once again today. These sessions are always really, really productive for everybody, I think. And I know I learn a lot from them. I know that the response to them has been very, very good. And I'm looking forward to what you've got for us today. I know that we've got some great information.
Exactly right, because I'm getting a lot of engagement, a lot of requests. People are tagging in the groups. So it's I think the community, they know me a bit. And what we are going to talk about today is more epic. So there's a lot of pain points people has got with the technical SEO. So I reckon that this session definitely going to help them.
Awesome. Awesome. And the best part about that is that since you're doing that, I don't have to do as much work, which is really my goal in everything.
Yeah, that's true.
So we got a decent amount of folks on, and I have a feeling this is going to take a while. So why don't you go ahead and get into it, and we'll go from there. Go ahead and start whenever you're ready, man.
Oh, is all good? All right. Yeah. As we discussed in today's session, we are going to talk about all technical SEOs, what it is, how we do in the agency. We do look after our 300 plus campaigns every single month, and there's a lot of things which we have automated. So I'm very much sure that this session is going to be very, very helpful for everyone who are going to look at, who do SEO for their clients, even for their affiliate sites, for their business, even the foreign SEO as well. And I've added a couple of slides for e-com SEO as well, because I've got a big crush on e-com SEO. So I'm going to cover that bit too. So the only purpose for doing this particular session was because we got like so many different requests from the groups. And when I was looking at the different sites to audit for them, as what we did in the last session, I noticed it's a very repetitive kind of mistakes people are doing. So I thought, like, rather than just going and recording another session, it'd probably be better that we should go and talk about the entire process from A to Z, how we do it, and so that they can just copy and maybe rinse, repeat the same thing and can avoid that kind of mistakes. So it's really going to be very, very helpful that way. So, all right, so I picked up one site. That site has been submitted by Alan Tabby, and Alan is a chiropractor. He's based in Charlotte, NC, and he's got a site. Although the site needs a bit of a works, that's all right. We'll talk about that in the CRO part. So I'm going to do a screen share now. All right, guys, give me one if you can see my screen, please.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, great. So, like I said, Alan, he's a chiropractor. Alan has got this particular site, tabbyclinic.com. So Alan was having kind of a concerns with, he's trying to rank for chiropractor in Charlotte, NC. So at the moment, he's sitting on position number, I guess it's, all right, so he's sitting around number 39. And search volume for this particular one is about 600 searches per month. And then I tried to look at, I thought that maybe it's something, let's try to look at what the top 10 results are talking about before we really jump in and start looking into the thing. I clicked on this one. By the way, I'm inside Href. So I clicked on this one. I noticed straight away that there is a site sitting on position number 3 with a DR2, which gives me a bit of confidence. Another one sitting up here with DR0, another one sitting up here with DR4. Apart from that, these are some big sites. I think they prepared like a directory sites kind of thing, which is not my concern at all, because I have already seen DR2 site with a homepage sitting on position number 3. So that's all good enough to get a bit of a confidence that I can easily jam it on a page 1 if you start working and do some fixes on the Alan side. So which is great, Alan. It's a good news. All right. So then what I did as a very first thing, without looking into the off-page site, without looking into what it is. I picked up this particular keyword. I notice it's position number 39, but let's jump in from the technical point first. So what I did, I picked this site domain, I went to a Screaming Frog, through this site, press start. Because all we need is data. We need data to read. We need data to understand what kind of pages Alan has got. We need data to understand what he is actually missing into the site, in the overall site I'm talking about, and not just the pages I'm targeting. Because when we go and fix the site, it's always advisable that you go and fix all the technical issues that site has got, and not just only 2 to 3 pages. Yes, you don't need to actually involve too much things like adding a lot of content on the pages which you are actually not targeting. That's not what I'm talking about. But we can actually go and fix 404s. We can go and fix any missing meta titles, meta descriptions kind of thing for sure. All right. So what we did, the crawl is finished. It's about like 1400 and something pages it has crawled. So I'm going to use a filter. That's the very first thing what we do. When we get any particular site to start working on board, my guys, they simply take the site, throw that in Screaming Frog. That's step number 1. Once the crawl is finished, they use this filter from all to HTML. We don't need to go about reading all this information because we have got an automated template that's going to read everything and give us the results. So let's say it's a tabby CL is the one I picked up. So let's go up here. Now I've got this template in this section. It has got like few different tabs. All right, sorry. So we got few different tabs. The very first is the tool of trade. What we are going to talk about today, it's what tools we are going to use. We are going to use Href. I already showed that. Href toolbar is what we need to search more topics or do read the information on the go. Because it's gonna tell us straight away in the SERPs, in the Google search, like what kind of sites, what backlinks and everything got for the target pages, even for the domain as well, and what kind of traffic they are getting. So that's something we use it for content ideas, that kind of things. Screaming Frog is another one which I've already showed. We need data, and that's one of the best tools available in the market. You can use Website Auditor as well. Both of them has got like free as well as a paid versions. So if budget is not a problem, paid version is very good, because especially when you're working on the big sites, it's really going to be very, very helpful. GT metrics we need for site speed. This is one of a crawler which we have built, and I'll show that later on how we can use it. Short pixel is one we use to actually for image optimization to bring the site speed down. That's the same thing we do it for WP Rocket as well. That can be helpful in a lot of things. It's a very good caching plugin. SEO meta in one click is to read any kind of information on the go. And then this is another one, Yandex Metrica, that was being told by my partner Amit. And this is one of a free tool. You can see a lot of tools available for heat map on the market. They have got a lot of restrictions, but go and use this tool, guys. It's very good. It's 100% free. It's you can see all the recordings. You can see a complete sitemap. You can see a lot of analytical data by that way as well. And you can download this complete sheet by going to bit.ly/legitchris. So if you go up here, you can actually download this sheet. All right, so we've got a lot of stuff sitting up here, but we'll go later on. And then we have got this automated sheet. So let's go to the sheet which we have downloaded as our step 2 now. So let's go to downloads. I've got this tabby CL sitting up here. I've got this one up here, Excel. Okay, so first thing first, I'm going to remove this line, internal line, just get rid of this one. Copy the data, don't need to worry about anything. Just come up here and paste this data up here. All right, as you can see, these are all the pages, HTML pages, because remember I just skipped down everything from all to HTML because it just crawls CSS, it crawls all the different kind of crap as well. We don't need that. We need only the HTML pages, which we really need that. So these are all the pages sitting up here. So as you can see, there are a lot of tag pages. As you can see, there are a lot of there are author pages, there are category pages in this one as well. And there are some pagination pages as well, like this one, blog page 8, page 9, that kind of things. So Next step, what we do is, so we crawl the data, put it in this one. Next thing is start looking into this stuff. So apply the filters. Let's apply the filter on the go. And then we are more concerned about linkable, indexable pages. So let's talk about indexable pages. All right. And we are more concerned about, first of all, let's see what are the 404s. Great news. The site doesn't have any 404s, which is good. If there are any 404s, first thing, filter those things. Tell your guys to go through it and start see, I mean, like where we need to redirect, or do we need to actually get rid of them, or if there are 404 which we have already removed, maybe there is some internal linking which is already sitting up here, and that's something you can actually see inside the software if you really want to. So go up here and just go to this response code 404. If all right, in this case, there is a 404, it's the external side, and it looks like there's some percentage one, and that's why. I don't know why it didn't really pick it up, but it should be. Anyway, so then what we see is if there is 404 setting going to any in links or out links. So if there is any in links up here, then we need to go and fix them up. By the way, guys, there is you can always go and attach your Google Analytics with this Screaming Frog as well, and then you can literally just crawl a lot of additional information like impressions. You can which pages are getting what clicks, and a lot of analytic data on the go as well. So you need to go and configure your Screaming Frog. All right, so gets back to the sheet. Fix this one. All right, that's done. We need to go and see if there is any pages, so we can see the meta title 119 characters. So Alan, you need to go and fix this up. You need to go and fix it up, no matter if they are actually not the target pages from the SEO point of view, but because if it's your site, you probably need to go fix it up. Anything which is above 70 characters. It's normally 60 characters, but I normally give it a go by up to 70. After 70, we usually go and fix them up. Next thing is that's the same thing you need to do with meta description as well. So 404 we fix the this meta title, meta description. Then we need to go and fix any kind of like a missing H1 as well. If there is any missing H1, we need to go fix them. We need to say, like, for example, this particular page has got two H1 tags. It's not a very good thing, because you usually put no more than one H1. It's a very good practice what we have seen after working on so many sites. So if there is any additional H1 tags, it's a good practice to go and change them to H2. So change them to H2. You can change them to H3. It depends on what the page is talking about. H2s usually about like maybe 2 to 3 H2s for local SEO, and that's a couple of or maybe 2 to 3 H3s as well. I never care much about H4s, H5s kind of thing. So that thing is good. And there is one thing what you need to look at is the word count. Click depth is another one, but that's going to be too detailed. We need to go through the entire site to see the click depth then. But looking at this one, anything which is the word count is less than 250 words or up to 250 words, anything under 250 words, we usually ask the clients that they should go and take a project to actually put it more additional content on those pages. So that's another thing. Now, canonical and everything. So in this sheet, that's the stuff we need to check. But you can come up here. This is the stuff you can actually tell your guys, and you can tell them to go and check it out and go and fix it up as well. We have got like 2 different teams in-house. So one of our team is which do the audit, another one is they go and fix the stuff, whatever is required. So they don't really get confused. So although there are a lot of things sitting up here, as you can see, there are about like maybe 100 items. So going to be too time consuming if we talk about it. So I've already XXX as the mandatory one, which we need to look at. So these are the mandatory one for our guys as well. This is the same sheet I'm talking about. And then if you are not really sure, you can always hover on this one and you can look around. So all the information is actually in the template. So you can see what each tab is talking about, or you can train your guys accordingly. I've added some additional notes up here as well. So we checked the technical part by Screaming Frog. Now we need to go and check the page speed. So the page speed, I usually use this GT metrics. I crawl the site, it's giving me a score about like 5.3 seconds. So I know like if I go and optimize the images using one of a plugin, Short Pixel, this is for WordPress, but even for PHP or the HTML sites, you need to go and do them manually. I mean, like each and every image, which is taking a bit of a load. So once you go and use Short Pixel, you can actually use CDN, but for local sites we don't really use CDNs, but that is one of an option. And the second thing is WP Rocket. WP Rocket gonna fix it up, all this stuff like a JavaScript, that kind of things, and cache problems as well. So and then all this stuff gonna get fixed up with WP Rocket as well. But I'm very much sure Jim knows a lot more about this particular topic, so you can always ask him in groups if there is any additional request be required, any information is required for page speed kind of things. So that's about it. So let's go back to the template and let's go one by one and start looking at it. All right, so mobile friendly. I always use mobiletest.me. I've already mentioned this one. So I threw the site and it tells me the site is responsive, which is great. So it passed the test. I'm talking about in general, and then we will talk as a game plan for this Stebby clinic at the end as well. GT metrics, we have already mentioned, that is what you can do. Yandex heat maps. So you can use Yandex. Once you go and go to the metrica.yandex, it will give you a JavaScript. You need to go and add that JavaScript to your website. The Yandex to Metrica do have a WordPress plugin as well, and you can always use that particular plugin and put your ID into that, and then they will start fetching out all the information. After a few hours, you can see all the information. You can see the heat maps, recordings, that kind of thing. And based on the recordings, you can see where the users come, where they usually scroll. They've got scroll map and they've got like additional map. I don't remember now, but you can see both of those stuff and take a game plan, what kind of information you need to change, because you might gonna see that people are trying to click on yes, that's clickable map. So you can see that people are trying to click on some particular image, but you haven't got any link behind that image. So that is somewhere you need to go and use this particular tool. It's very, very helpful in affiliate sites, because in affiliate sites, what we do is we sometimes try to do A/B testing. We see like which particular image is getting more clicks, and then we try to shuffle them around to increase our CDR. All right, guys. And then the next one is we need to go, now we are talking about the technical SEO site. So we need to go and check for HTTPS, throw in the URL into the site. So if that's a URL, I can see it's HTTPS. Now what I'm going to say is I'll remove this HTTP, click, it brings back to HTTPS. So that's something we need to make sure that all the HTTPS things are working properly. So that's gonna cover our first thing and second option. Check both the versions are working properly. Fix mixed content. Mixed content is when you got a page and on some page you have moved with the SSL plugin, you have everything. We have moved from HTTPS to HTTP to HTTPS, but there are still some pages which are HTTP. So you need to go and manually change them into your database. So that's where it is. But SSL plugin, majority of the SSL plugins, they do give you this particular warning inside the WordPress dashboard as well. Then check for the GSA with the client. If that doesn't have GSA, then you need to go and add a GSA, and that's the same with the sitemap. We need to go and add the sitemap. How you can go and check the sitemap? So I've got this Stebby Clinic up here. What I'll do is I'll click on my SEO meta in one click. This is, I've got this robot.txt, I've got the sitemap.xml. So I can go and add this. And with the robot.txt, I'll go and manually check that to make sure that they haven't disabled any kind of thing which I really want. So as I can see, they're disabled all these ones. They don't want plugins, which is all right. They don't want all this stuff, which is fine. That's not a problem. So this robot.txt is perfect. All right, so we covered this one, and to make sure the chronicles, yes, the chronicles are very, very important, and that's something you need to look at every single page via Screaming Frog to make sure this is a page you want to make it rank. And you have to mark them chronicle inside most of the SEO plugins, like Yoast has got that setting, all-in-one SEO has got that setting, Rank Math has got that setting as well. So that's something we can check and fix. We already covered. That's via Screaming Frog crawl. So 404s and redirect chains. Redirect chain is you need to make sure that it should not be like A is redirecting to B and then B is redirecting to C. You need to make sure that it's A to C. How you can do it? There are redirect chains you can actually see in one of them as well, redirects. So you can actually see the redirect chains inside Screaming Frog. And that's gonna tell you like if the page is redirecting properly in case you have added a 301 redirect or 302. But it's very important we should check it so that the Google doesn't have to crawl too many pages to get to our right page. It should be from A to B if you really want to add a redirect. And then fix, we have already talked about this one, so this part has already been covered via Screaming Frog. All right, so and then the next is you redirect properly. We already know that how we need to redirect them. So that's the same thing as my other point. Index coverage you have to see inside your Google Search Console. So inside, once you go inside Google Search Console, on the left hand side there is index coverage, and by the way you can see all this information up here as well. And then what you can see is that if Google is trying to crawl any page, but they can't really crawl it. It could be any error. So they usually make it like blue and red lines, and you need to go and manually fix them as well. Manual penalties is something we do check it when we actually get a project on.
Ryan, you still there, buddy? Looks like you froze a little bit. All right, let me see if I can get a hold of Rohin and see what happened there. In the meantime, I will try to come up with something to talk about. It's back. All right. I'm not hearing him. Let me... All right, well, let me go ahead and answer some questions while we get Rohin back on. Well, at least you know we were really live, right? All right, so Print Out Loud says he's here. Welcome aboard, Print Out Loud. MD said hello. Craig said, hey, Chris and Rohin. Saleh said, how are you doing? Hey, Chris. Hey, Rohin. Thanks for the session. Oh, and he's back. Back?
All right. Sorry. You know what happened, man? Is it all clear now?
Yeah, you'll need to... You'll need to just share your screen again, and then you can pick up where you left off.
I'm going to share the screen again, and I'm going to show you now. You let me know because I think there was some power cut, maybe. Sorry about that.
I'm not quite sure where you were, but you are. Your screen is back up now. So.
All right. So if that's gonna create any problem again, then I need to go and record a video for you guys, and then have to do it. But yes, all right. I'll cover this thing again. So here we were. All right, we were in that sheet. So all this information, that's all done now, and we are back to this content strategy. We have to go, and we have already talked about long content, what we need. And then we have to go and talk about the duplicate content. For duplicate content, I normally use siteliner.com. So go to siteliner.com and then throw in your site, and then it's gonna crawl and tell us that which particular pages has got a duplicate content within the site or even outside, like with any third-party site as well. So they're really gonna tell us straight away, like it's that's one of a tool. You can use Copyscape, but Copyscape is more to, you need to use it every single site. I use Siteliner, it's pretty handy. And then for long content, we have already mentioned Screaming Frog. Anything less than 250 words, we go and fix them up. We ask the clients to go and clear them as soon as we can. And then the content strategy, that's something I'll show you guys really quickly after that in the presentation itself. Now, that part, rest of the stuff is, we do have EAT, but that's something I'll show you. So what the EAT is, so, all right, I've got a screenshot up here. So, looks like the screenshot's not working, but I'll tell you.
Can you zoom your browser in just a little bit? Some people are saying they can't see. There you go. Good.
They're all good. All right. Yeah. So what the EAT is all about, as I've already mentioned in this particular one, we need to go improve. That's mainly to start adding the About Us page, author bio access. So create a page on the website. It's very important for medical sites, for anything, although you can actually copy the same thing on the different sites as well, but mainly for medical one, guys, you should go and create. Even for Tabby, he has to go and create a page on his site and add author bio, try to add the social profile links, add a proper expertise. So EAT is all about like expertise, authority, and trust. How you're gonna build expertise is when you go and tell people that's what I am and that's what I do. Most of people, a single man, I mean, like they normally do add, I mean, like solo entrepreneurs, they normally add basically author bios. But if you got like a proper team, which I'm presuming maybe Tabby should be having like 3 or 4 chiropractors working under him, then he need to create a proper team page and then the individual pages for them as well. That's gonna reflect the overall expertise in that particular thing. When he's going to create a main page and even the separate pages, always go and link out to the social profiles as well. Interlink the social profiles, because Google actually crawl all this information to get a proper idea about it. Add the photos, add the photos, link out the social profiles. I've already mentioned up here. So this is all kind of thing which do include expertise that the business is trying to show to Google that yes, we know our stuff, we can do it pretty good properly for the clients. So that's all about expertise. And then it comes to trust and authority. Trust and authority gonna build up with the proper powerful links. Gonna build up when we go and guest post on big sites, and then we get back. And that's one of the reasons a lot of people, including Chris, he go and talk about, I mean, like on Forbes and on different sites as well. Because of course, not everyone can go and post on Forbes, but you can go and talk in local conferences. You can take those links and you can put it on your page. DAS is another good one, and that's what we do all the time as well, because we try to interlink both the properties, all the properties together in a non-machine readable way that it gives a bit of a trust and authority and to help to rank better in SERPs. So this is what all about EAT. I was trying to show an image, although it's not working, but I can show you really quickly what it was. It's basically a lady with her image, with her author bio, and then under that there was some links. So there was some social profile links, website link, on Twitter handles, that kind of thing. And Google is pretty good. They already understand all this information really well. So all this, even for the pages we are writing, it's always good to add the author bio at the bottom of that, with all the information like I mentioned. So this information gonna be really helpful. So that's a EAT stuff. No matter if it's affiliate site, EAT is very good. We should add that. Even I'm adding for a lot of my projects too. And it's working great. One of the thing what I've noticed in Tabby, actually, before that skip my mind, I want to, yes, this is the one. Tabby has got a lot of links already up here, and I can see that he has got, Google has indexed his author/author, and then Google has actually indexed the tag as well, so /tag. So /tag has there too, and /category is there too. slash category is there too. Pagination slash pagination is there as well. So all this information, we need to get rid of that. It's not a very good sign to have them in the Google index. So go to your all-in-one. If you're using all-in-one, if you're using the other plugins, go to that one. There's a proper setting up there where you can say that no index my author, no index the tag, no index the categories, pages and everything, all that things. So Tabby, that's something you need to do. It really gonna be helpful. It's not really a very good idea to have all these tags, author and that pages in your Google index. Apart from that, let's get back to the sheet and then we'll come to the game plan for Tabby. So all the feed hub for the supporting pages we already mentioned for that too. So on page elements is, that's the one, focus keyword. You have got let's say you have got a single H1, but there is no fun of having those H1 if you haven't got your keyword into them. So that's something we need to spy at too. And that's, you can look at your information, you can pick it up whichever the pages are. So what we normally do sometimes is we add a column at this one. Let's say if this is a page I'm going to work at, I put like X, I put like another X at this point, and then I'll filter them, and that way I can actually look at those particular pages only. It's super easy to read that information rather than the big chunk. So once you import all the data, then go and add this particular line and start fixing them up properly. Apart from that, let's pick it up this Tabby one, because I can see there is a comment I have put it up here. So if we go up this page, I go to SEO meta in one click, I go up here, I can see these are the H2s, and there are 3 H2s sitting up here. And I don't see any purpose of having this keyword as a H2. You can just put it, change this one to the P tag, or click to call action plugin, you can put it. But you need to get rid of these ones, because it's just a way that Google get confused. Google understand this H1 and H2 terminology to understand the overall page. They are reading, or a H1 chiropractor in Charlotte, NC, they understand, all right, it's pretty good. Now this is where they get confused. This is another thing where they get confused. Appointment, find us. We don't need to go and just change this one to P tag. You don't need that. I mean, like, just make H3 as a proper valuable one. This is how a big journals and everything do. They don't really go and add everything to it. So if this is hard-coded in the theme, then yes, you might need a developer, or you probably can leave it in that case. But as a good optimized structure, always try to get rid of this information. So, and then all right, and that's another one, that focus keyword should be in the first paragraph. It's a very good sign. We always do it. We always do it, focus keywords in the first paragraph. And then it's the same thing to go up here. For the off-page site, what we normally do is we go to href, we throw in the site, and then we mark one link per domain, do follow, and then we simply go and check it out what it is talking about. So as I can see is this site is this link is actually coming from the homepage of this one, or if we go and check it out, we can see. So rather than going through these 300 links, I'm going to give you a quick blueprint. What we normally do, we never use our money keywords on Web 2.0s, because Web 2.0s are for the purpose. Web 2.0s are for topical and geographical relevancy, not to give any kind of link juice. I will never ever, no matter what the competitors are doing, but I never actually try to waste my money keywords on Web 2.0s. I always keep them for guest posts, always keep them for niche edits, always keep them for any kind of different outreach links. But for event links, for press release, for any citations, there you always need to use either branded URL or maybe click here kind of things, but don't use your money keywords, please. So in Debbie's case, the big problem what I've seen is like he has tried to use this thing everywhere. So all the press release everywhere I can see is it's Web 2.0s. So that's the fun thing. Apart from that, there's no action plan what I give you, because it depends on site to site. But as a quick action plan for my team, what we have told them, that always use branded for Web 2.0 citations, for that kind of stuff. For the other one, you need to go and use for guest posts and that kind of things. We have to use this money keywords. All right, so let's come back to citation, back to the presentation, because this is all I'm trying to cover. Yes, there is one thing we have started using is click to all the chatbots on live chat you can use, because it actually increases your dwell time and the bounce rate. They fix the bounce rate. And I've already mentioned up here, check if author tag pagination is not in the in your index. We never want them in the index. So just go through all this information, guys, one by one. But majority of the stuff will be done from our Screaming Frog tab. So this thing gonna do majority of the stuff, and the rest of the things we can do it. But let's go through this one. So that's for Tabby once again. That's one of a group we have started, guys. You can go and search in the Facebook, and you can join the group. Would we really appreciate that. All right, and I've already covered what the things it is. So all the technical part, I've already covered that. And you can always go to bit.ly/legitchris to download this Excel template, give it to your guys, give this video, or actually explain your SOPs. Now, e-com structure, because I do a lot of work on the e-commerce side, so I try to actually cover a couple of presentations for this one only. When we go and pick any e-commerce client, the first thing is Screaming Frog we do. We fix all the H1s, missing H1s. So that's all the generic stuff. We have to do it. But the only thing is, it's very hard to pick it up. And this is where this template really going to help. Once that part is done, then we need to go and plan the entire structure, which is homepage, categories, subcategories in a proper strategy. So our products should be sitting under either category or under the subcategories. It depends on how we are doing it. And then under the blog, you need to go and cover blog post. So this is product descriptions. Now I've got.
I think we may have lost him again. I will see what I can do. And in the meantime, I will take some questions. Sorry about that, guys. These things happen when you do things live. All right, so let's see where I was with questions before. Let's see. Lawrence says, hi, Chris and Rohin. Anag says, hi, Chris and Rohin. Autry says, yep, we see it. Lawrence says, yes. Alan says, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Rohin. Mohammed says, hello, Chris. Bishal says, live. Anag says, what is the Sheets link? I believe it's bit.ly.com/legit or bit.ly/legit Chris. I'll confirm that with him once he gets back on, and then I'll drop it in the chat. Craig smiles. Florin says, hey, Chris. Hey, Rohin. Hey, what's up, Florin? David says, great stuff as always, Chris. And there, oh, that's interesting.
Sorry, I've got a pretty bad weather actually today, and this is one of the reasons why we're having these power issues continuously. We are getting it. So sorry about that. Once again.
All good. You'll probably
try to wrap it up before we have another problem. So I'll try to wrap it up really quickly now, because there is not much left to discuss it apart from this e-commerce SEO. So yes, product description, guys. Once again, try to add a product rich stuff up here and add your customer testimonials, that kind of things. It's really going to help a lot. And then there is one thing I do like to mention is product category pages. In e-commerce SEO, a lot of people, they usually try to just leave the category page as it is. You should never do it. You always use, add a content rich stuff on related to, if it's, let's say, if it's related to quilts, if it's blankets, or if it's related to jeans, you always should go and add a proper rich content up there. And from that one, there's a plugin, Tiny MNC, which you can use in WordPress, that's gonna give you a editor box in the category section. Then you need to go and start adding the content, probably like 400 to 500 content. It's really gonna help to rank that category page as well, and do interlink the other categories via that too. So that's all about it. What we need to cover. You can always ping me, tag me in the group, and you can always go and join this particular group as well, guys. Apart from that, like I've already said, you can download this sheet from bit.ly/legit and all this information is already available up there. You can go, you can use the template, you can start reading. Whenever you're confused, you can always go and start reading this particular stuff and take an action accordingly. And that's all about it. Now, another quick 2 minutes I'll take, and I'll just give a very quick action plan to Tabby. Tabby, that's something I've spied. Your on page is perfect. That's not a problem. Apart from a couple of issues, so you need to get rid of your author tag pages. So go to your settings, SEO settings tab. Just go and mark them no index. They will not affect your rankings at all. There is no way they're going to affect the rankings. So you can actually mark them. You need to go and fix your meta titles. They are too long, so you need to go and fix them. Apart from that, you need to go and improve basically the EAT into your pages. It's missing at the moment. If you're not really sure, tag me in the Superstar SEO group, and then I'll throw a couple of examples of, for you. For the CRO is definitely required because at the moment the website looks pretty shady. The logo, I can't really see the logo as well. So you need to do a bit of a work on the on page. It doesn't add much of a trust, to be honest. I want to see a good looking. There are plenty of chiropractor pre-made themes which you can load and you can start adding to that one. But you need a proper nice looking website to capture leads. You need a proper lead gen box. Try to add a chat box too if you want, and chatbot gonna help to close more leads for you. You got this trust signal, which is great. Apart from that, yes, there is one thing I've already talked about, the off-page one. Off-page, you need to create more branded links now because you have already added so many links for money with money keyword. Now we need to start diluting them. Add more, start creating by the social profiles. Add event links. How you can go and create an event link is, let's say you are Canada based or you are from, let's say, New York, example. Then you need to go and submit an event, New York, and then they will give you all these different links. Just go and open that, fill out a form, and then that way you can get a proper event links via that. They usually stay sometime from anywhere from a month to 2 years, but you can start creating them. Social profiles is another one what you need. Your link profile is not bad apart from this one. You need to delete this page. At the moment, this page is conflicting with your own page. So it's a lot of cannibalization problem is going on. So what you need to do is, there is only 13 keywords for which you are actually ranking on for this particular page. Pick it up, whatever the content you want from this page, and start adding them to your home page. But when you add them, do add them nicely, because you have already got a lot to do with the CRO of this particular page. Add a blocks, add an intro, see what the other chiropractors are. You can always look at the big cities and see what they are doing, and then you need to do the same thing and have to add the content stuff. So this is what you need to do. Move from that page to this one. It's gonna gain a lot of ranking boost over the time because you're already doing good. You just need to plan the things strategically. So move the content from this one to your homepage. So apart from that, mobile speed is something you need to look at, and backlinks. I already told you, you need to go and build more branded backlinks this time. So that's all about it for what we go and do when, let's say, we have fixed it up everything. We have done the audit, all the H1s, everything, all your meta titles, everything has been fixed up for the existing pages. What you can do is, or anyone, I mean, like, you can create a copy of this thing, and that's a bit of information what we have automated in-house. So we drop the information up here. We do share this on-page sheet with the clients as well for a quick approval. And then we do have like different tabs. For example, like this page one, all I have to do is add this client link. So if that's a client link, I'll go up here and I'll go and paste this link. and then it will go and fetch all the existing meta title, meta descriptions, all the H1s for this. And then, as I told in the last time, what I normally do is, if this is a chiropractor, my guys have to go and optimize the meta title, meta descriptions, H1s. We go and pick it up some big cities. I mean, like chiropractor New York. We pick it up, whatever the top sites are. We usually open them. We take their meta title, meta descriptions in a proper way, and then we tweak them up as per our geographical location. This is one of a very good way, because they have already proven to be sitting on such of the top positions in the super big cities. We know they cannot do it without a SEO company. So if they've already done the work, I usually go and do it as well. From that day, from day one, I can go and do the stuff properly that way. So this is what my guys actually do for all the pages, for any new pages. And if they are getting confused with the meta titles or meta descriptions as well, this is how they do it. But that's all about it. And that's all about it, Chris.
All right. First of all, thank you for that. That was incredibly in-depth and incredibly useful.
Sorry about that once again. I really apologize for it. But we're having a pretty bad weather today, and it's creating all these power cuts again and again. Sorry.
Not a problem. So everybody, first of all, if you're everybody that's still on, and there's a lot of people still on, please thank Rohin for that. That was incredibly helpful and incredibly in-depth, and not the kind of stuff that people charge hundreds of bucks for. So thanks for that. And then we'll go ahead and take a few questions if you have some time still.
Yep.
Let's see. What's the Sheets link? I'll drop it in the chat one more time, but it's bit.ly. Well, it's bit.ly/legit Chris. So there's that, and I'll bring that up on screen in just a minute or two. Let's see. David says, great stuff as always, Chris. Thank you. Can we get the sheet, please? I just dropped that. Audit sheet, yes. Raj says, hello, guys. What's up, Raj?
Hey, Raj. How are you?
As I'm not going to try to pronounce that. Says, thanks, Chris. It will be a great resource for all of us. Thanks, mate. Looking forward to it. I have a topic. Simon says, awesome. I'd like to hear a little bit about strategy. We kind of just covered that. This is a question from about 20 minutes ago. So just saw this. What did I miss? You're probably just going to catch the replay. Chris, can you talk about audits? I don't think I can add that Rohin didn't just talk about. Raj says, hello. Welcome back. He's back. Excellent class. Thank you. Okachuo, I probably butchered that. I'm apologizing. Says, wow, nice one. Samuel says, excellent presentation so far. Can you please increase the font size? So far, so good. Hello. Let's see. Let me skip some of this now. Really happy that you are providing honest information to everyone.
Oh, thanks, man.
Got to go. We'll watch again when back. Massive thanks. This will be saved, Chris. Yes, it will. It'll be on YouTube and Facebook. I'd prefer if you watched on YouTube because it helps me out with the algorithm. Eduardo says, for a brand new site, how much take to a site improve or show data on Ahrefs?
Well, I think he's trying to understand that once we go and make the changes, how long it's probably going to take for Href maybe to show the improvement changes. All right, we usually go and track everything via rank trackers. We don't rely for day-to-day rankings on Href, but usually it all depends on how they are going to use their crawl budget. If they are crawling it, if it's a big site, they're crawling every day, they're probably going to see it very soon. But otherwise, they do take up to like a couple 2 to 3 weeks as well sometimes for a brand new site, like you said. So yes, do expect to take 2 to 3 weeks.
They've been having some trouble lately too. I'm noticing inconsistent results from time to time, or it changes really quick and then changes back. So
exactly, that's kind of issues that are going on with the index server, I reckon.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. That's an incredibly complex piece of software that has a lot of moving parts. So I get why there would be problems from time to time.
Yeah.
Jordan says can't find his FB group. The URL that was in the presentation wasn't quite right. It's facebook.com/group/SEO Launchpad Mastermind. So I dropped that in the chat just now. Raj says he has a question. Fire away. What was the URL for Bitly? I dropped that.
Rajberry is my staff member, so he'll probably be mucking around, I reckon.
All right. F3268 says he's indulgible. So good. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, man.
Here is a link to the, look at that handsome devil. Here is a link to the spreadsheet. It's bit.ly. I keep wanting to say bit.ly.com. It's bit.ly/legitchris.
Yep.
And there's a link to the Facebook group. It's facebook.com/group. Says SEO Launchpad Mastermind. Couch Potato Delivery. There's your free plug. It says, what is your opinion about next gen images for site speed?
I'm not sure. I've never used this particular plugin. We always use either Short Pixel or WP Smush. They both are good. Imagify, I think that's pretty good as well. But I've never used this next gen images.
All right. Mohammed says, got the sheet. Thanks a lot, Chris and Rohin.
Well,
thank you, Chris and Rohin. Autry says, thanks for the sheet. Why Web 2.0's bad for money keyword anchors?
Well, one of the reason is because there's no 100% way that it will get indexed. It do get indexed, they do get removed. Sometimes even the index property do get removed as well, and they are social profiles. So anyone can go and sign up and can create a social profile. So I don't really go and use my money keywords on these kind of links. I always try to keep them for topical and geographical relevancy. Try to put your topical relevant content up there and link back to your site using click here or generic or branded anchors. That's gonna give you a topical relevancy push in Google. And that's the same with geo relevancy. You can always go and talk about like best hotels in this place or best helicopter ride to this place, and you can link back to your main pages, and that gonna give you a topical geographical relevancy. But money keywords, no, big no. I never actually waste my money keywords because unless until I'm going to use LSI kind of things.
All right. Samuel says, can you suggest some good chat bots? For mine, I use I use ManyChat on my site, but there's lots of others. What do you use?
ManyChat is good. We have started recently using Silverbots, and so I guess that's pretty good. It's a good competitor of ManyChat. But yes, it's all depends on the flow rather than the company. So how we are going to create a flow, because Facebook do have an algorithm thing that you need to get the people engaged for every 24 hours. Otherwise, they're going to show them like the inactive one. So you need to create a flow in a way with a tab button or something. You need to tell them, all right, either let's say it's a gardening code or it's a SEO code. You need to tell them, did you like it? They're going to tap. Boom, they're gonna get trapped for another 24 hours. So that all depends on the flow, how you go and use it.
Gotcha.
So, but ManyChat is pretty good. Silverbot is a new player in the market, but they're competing very good at the moment with ManyChat. So, and they've got a lifetime deal as well. I actually picked up that deal too. So,
great.
You can use that.
Mohammed says, yes, competitors are the best source of learning.
Yes.
Asma Laghari says the weather's bad there as well. Alex says, thanks, Rohin. Great job.
Well,
Alan,
thank you, Alex.
whose site it was that you were looking at.
Oh, yeah, Alan, yes.
Thank you very much, Rohin.
Yeah,
and there's the spreadsheet link again. Barbara says she got the sheet. Thank you. Thank you, Barbara.
Great, Barbara.
Jordan says, just got a job where SEO falls in my umbrella. What's the best place to start?
It's got a course, so you can try that free course if you like to get the thing started. And then once you get into it, you can always go and jump in their academy. Otherwise, there is a lot of resources going on. So you can always start looking into it. But what I really say is go and follow maybe one or two guys rather than like listening everyone, because there is a lot of fluff going on into the market where you're probably going to get distracted. So having a proper mentor in place is going to help you to shorten that learning curve. And this is really very important. Go and start from where and then start taking the actions after that. But along the way, you need to start thinking of when we do the work, even in the agency as well, because we can't really focus on each and everything by ourselves. We try to automate as much as we can. So start with a basic, then start with the more technical things, and then think of automating, how you can automate for your team.
Awesome. Venu says, excellent. Oh boy. Let's see. Samuel says, thanks. It will really help and it's so detailed. Thank you for the sheet. Eduardo says thanks. Venu says thank you so much, guys. Thank you. John says great stuff. Anag says thank you, guys. Daniel asks, what are your thoughts on PWA? I never know what any acronym means, so I hope that you do.
I'm not sure about PWA. Can you elaborate, Daniel?
Venu says, what's the best tool to optimize images?
That's Short Pixel, the one which I use. But apart, I use WordPress plugins, Short Pixel for that. But even if you're working on some PHP or something, you probably need to look some bulk editor kind of thing up. I'm not sure. Optimize images. Majority of our clients actually having WordPress sites, and we use Short Pixel. They've got a CDN service as well, but it's very good. They never compromise with the quality when they're optimizing the images, reducing the file size.
All right. Mohammed says, how can we solve browser caching and JavaScript issues for Shopify stores as they don't offer an app like WP Rocket in WordPress?
I'm not sure, Mohammed. I'm not really sure about it. I don't work on this different CRMs. I either work on the PHP sites or else on this WordPress sites mainly. Shopify, it's very hard. You need to hire the developer every single time to do these things, and especially the developer should be very good in the Shopify kind of thing. It's really very hard. Sorry, it's a bit out of my expertise, to be honest.
MD says hello. Autry says great stuff. Craig says, is it possible to have a link to the Google Doc presentation? We've dropped that.
I think I have got that link sitting in the 2.4, right? In case not, then you probably can check in the first tab, or else let me just throw it really quickly up here. I'll send a link.
Send it to me in a PM, and I'll drop it.
Yeah, I'm going to private message you inside this StreamYard, Chris. You can copy and paste it to the group.
Oh. And that'll be showing up in a minute or two. Florin says, for a product in an e-com site, where is the best to use H1, 2, and 3 tags?
That depends on what kind of pages you are working. But if you are working on the category page, for example, it's basically in the description. To answer your question, it's in the description. Now it comes out how you need to go and add it to the description. If it's a product page, add it to the description box. They've got a proper place to do it. If it's a category page, by default, WordPress doesn't give you, WooCommerce doesn't give you that kind of things. So what you need to do, WordPress. So what you need to do in that case is you need to go and use Tiny MNC plugin. So it's a Tiny MNC, and what that plugin gonna do is gonna give you an editor, like a proper WordPress editor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes it like a rich text editor.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
I just got a flick again with the power cut. So yes, I'm asking, that's why.
Okay, yeah, you're good. Next question, Daniel, who was asking you about PWA, it says it stands for Progressive Web Apps. I don't know what that is.
No, I don't know either. Sorry, Daniel. I can't answer you this, man.
Print Out Loud says, why are you not a fan of CDN for images?
No, I didn't say that I'm not a fan. What I'm saying, for local sites, I don't really feel a need of using CDNs. That's the only thing is. You can use the CDN. It's not a problem about that. But I normally never go into that thing myself. If we have to use CDN, then I always go and use the Short Pixel CDN service for it.
Okay. Craig says, thanks, guys. Appreciate your time. Mohammed says, bro, tell him something about how we can improve mobile responsiveness of any site. I mean, most of that's done in development, right?
Yeah, that's something to do with developer. And what you can do is basically it's a tool which Google has released. That's what we call, I need to actually, yes, it's thinkwithgoogle.com. So what that thinkwithgoogle.com gonna do? They're gonna check the mobile page speed on the mobile 4G connections, 4G, 3G, you can use about it. It's a very good one. They're probably going to crawl your site really quickly and going to tell you how much revenue you are trying to lose by not having the proper. So for example, I did it for Tabby site, and it shows me that it's 7.6 seconds on a 4G connection. So we need to go and fix it up properly, and that's what it is. a good site needs to be about like 2 to 3 or 4 seconds maybe. Then we need to see what is causing that delay. So if it's some big images which is taking time, if there is some JavaScript which is taking a time, or whatever the reason is, we need to go and start fixing them up properly. But think with Google.com is one of a tool which I skipped to mention, but it's a very good one as well. You guys can use it.
All right. Florence says, thanks for the answer. Raj says, how do 301 and 302 redirects impact SEO?
All right. So Raj, 301, 302 gonna affect a lot of things. Obviously, if there is some page, let's say Tabby's site, said like the internal page, which is the best chiropractor office near me, we need to go and redirect that particular page to our home page, or else you can just completely get rid of this page and you can move the content. But obviously, if we go and remove the page, and I'm not going to do a 301, I can literally see that this page is getting about like 10 to 12 backlinks. It means that all those backlinks gonna get a waste. So I need to go and move those backlinks strategically to my homepage. And this is what I'm gonna do with the 301 and 302 format using a redirection plugin.
Awesome.
So obviously, it's going to impact the SEO of the overall site.
All right. And that appears to be the end of the questions. Anything else you want to say before we call it a day?
No, that's it, man. That's it. But like I said, the only reason why we tried to get this particular session was because when I was looking at all the different submitted sites, so I noticed, like, there's a very repetitive problem what the people are doing. So I thought, like, rather than just go and pick and then tell it, and then the same thing we should tell it in the next live stream, I'll probably go and run a session and tell them how they can pick it up all these issues in a very first go, and can give can improve their overall on page from the day one.
All right. No, I don't really know what to tell you there, Alex. I don't know if you have any experience with that, but you're probably just gonna. I don't really know. It's really hard to get access to them. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly what to tell you.
Not sure, Alex, either. It's something different than what we do.
All right. All right. Well, again, I know it's late there. I'm going to let you go. Thanks for taking the time to do this. We'll probably do another one in a couple weeks. So be on the lookout for that.
That's okay. And apart from that, if you guys have any other questions, something, and you always can leave a comments up here, and then I'll go and answer those comments in the morning to this particular Facebook post. I think live stream, they do create a proper Facebook post as well. Then I'll go and answer the comments up there.
Glorious. All right, Rohin, thanks a lot, buddy. We'll see you again soon. Everybody else, figure out one out of life and go ahead and get it. Because
quick breaks, but thanks for that. I really appreciate your time too, Chris.
Always, my friend. And like I always say, figure out what you want out of life and go out and get it, because you owe it to yourself and you owe it to the world. Talk to you again soon.
Thanks. Bye-bye.